everyone, this is Karen from Fomafung, your business agility AI coach and modern management specialist. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to be addressing this very common interview technique that you can leverage to ace or crack any behavioral job interview question. So if you're currently preparing for a job interview, you've been in the market, maybe you've been taking interviews and you never hear back from your interviewers, or you're just getting started, I am here for you. So please stay tuned and watch to the very end, because what I'm about to share today is going to be impactful in your interview, and that's how you'll be able to aid your interview. The last part of what I'm about to share today will shock you. So make sure you stay and watch until the very end. Are you familiar with the STAR interview technique? Well, I know most of us may be familiar with and some of us may not. But I'm going to share with you from my own perspective how I leverage it to coach my students so that they are acing their job interviews in flying colors. So what is the STAR interview technique? The STAR interview technique is a simple yet effective approach that anyone can leverage to ace any behavioral job interview. So what does the STAR technique represent? The S stands for situation, the T stands for task, the A stands for action, and the R stands for results. So all of that is what makes the STAR technique. So how do you leverage the STAR technique? Most of the time when you go for an interview, they'll ask you behavioral questions. So they are trying to assess your behavior through you answering that question, and at the same time to assess if you do have the experience that they are looking for. So how do you show these people that you are the ideal fit for this role in a way that they'll fall in love with you and they will not want to talk to anyone else? By leveraging the STAR technique. So starting from the situation, when they ask you a behavioral interview question, the very first thing you want to do is you think about a similar situation you've been at that addresses the kind of problem they're talking about. You see, so you explain the situation that you found yourself in when in your previous life, that is in your previous job. You explain, give a context of the background of the challenge that you encountered. After you paint that picture or you set the stage, the very next thing you would do after talking about painting that background picture is to now point out all of actionable tasks that were taken into consideration to be able to narrow down to one that will yield results. So talk about the expectations around that situation. Some of the suggestions that were put on the table, so that those are the tasks I'm talking about. Some of the suggestions and tasks that were put on the table for consideration. After you've addressed that, the next thing you would do is you now go to highlight your specific action, which now moves us to A aspect of the STAR. Talk about the specific action that you took. That is, you were working with the team, right? You must have taken our specific action. So that is, at some point, that is when you're talking about the T part, the task, you sound something like, we did this, we conducted a survey, we came together and we built a survey. And then now, when you move further now to talk about the one that you did, the role that you specifically did, that is, you suggest that they come together to develop that survey, and after that you implemented the survey, and as a result of that you were able to hear the team's perspective directly. So that's the kind of thing you'll be talking about. So you see, and then make sure you're throwing some data in there. Now you've addressed the action. The very last thing you would do is you go ahead and talk about the result, which now brings us to the R part. You see, talk about the result, tell them exactly what the outcome was, and during this result piece, make sure you insert some data in there, insert some numbers. That's how you knew that the result was effective. All the things that you did yield a very effective result. So that is the STAR technique. Now, how do you ensure that you always win? Make sure that you are speaking in the past. Well, before I wrap this up, don't forget that our next cohort of our Agile Practitioner, Scrum Master, Agile Coaches is start first Tuesday of next month. We have new cohorts every month. So please, if you want to learn more, visit our website at beingagileconsulting.com and learn more. Thank you so much and see you in the next